Now that we have understood the structure and workflow of DBT projects, let's move into some advanced and practical concepts. In this section, we will focus on how DBT is configured, managed, and used in real production environments. We will discuss important topics such as YAML files, DBT cloud, freshness testing, CD, environment management, and collaboration within data teams. First question: what is the role of YAML files in DBT? Answer: YAML files are used to define metadata for models, sources, tests, and documentation in DBT. They store descriptions, column definitions, tests, tags, and configurations. Separate logic, SQL, from configuration, improving readability and maintenance. Enable DBT to auto-generate documentation and apply tests consistently. Second question: what is DBT Cloud and how is it different from DBT Core? Answer: DBT Core is the open-source command line tool used to run DBT locally. DBT Cloud is a managed web-based platform built on top of DBT Core. DBT Cloud provides scheduling, CD, ID, job monitoring, and alerts. Helps teams run DBT securely and reliably without managing infrastructure. Third question: what is freshness testing in DBT? Answer: freshness tests check how recently source data has been updated. Defined in source YAML files using warning and error thresholds. Helps detect delayed or failed data ingestion pipelines. Ensures downstream analytics are built on up-to-date data. Fourth question: what is the purpose of the dbt_project.yml file? Answer: central configuration file for a DBT project. Defines model paths, default materializations, schemas, and tags. Controls project-level behavior and environment-specific settings. Helps standardize configurations across all models. Fifth question: what is the difference between ref and source in DBT? Answer: ref is used to reference DBT models created within the project. Source is used to reference raw tables coming from external systems. Ref builds dependencies between transformed models. Source improves traceability and testing of raw data sources. Sixth question: what is DBT CI/CD and why is it important? Answer: CI/CD in DBT automates testing and validation of changes before deployment. Runs DBT models and tests on pull requests. Prevents broken transformations from reaching production. Improves collaboration, reliability, and deployment confidence. Seventh question: what are exposures in DBT? Answer: exposures represent downstream data consumers like dashboards, reports, or ML models. Defined in YAML with owners, maturity, and dependencies. Help understand how data is used beyond DBT models. Improve impact analysis when upstream models change. Eighth question: what is DBT Compile and when is it used? Answer: DBT Compile converts DBT models into raw SQL without executing them. Useful for debugging SQL and validating Ginger logic. Helps understand the final SQL sent to the warehouse. Often used during development and troubleshooting. Ninth question: what is environment management in DBT? Answer: DBT supports multiple environments like development, staging, and production. Uses profiles and targets to switch between environments. Ensures isolation of development work from production data. Helps teams safely test changes before deployment. 10th question. How does DBT improve collaboration in data teams? Answer. Encourages Git-based version control for all transformations. Provides standardized project structure and coding practices. Enables documentation, lineage, and testing for shared understanding. Reduces dependency on individual analysts and improves team scalability. 11th question. What is a staging model naming convention in DBT? Answer. DBT staging models usually follow a standard naming pattern like stg_source__table. This convention clearly indicates that the model belongs to the staging layer. It improves readability and helps teams quickly identify transformation layers. Consistent naming supports easier debugging and collaboration. 12th question. What is the purpose of the is_incremental function in DBT? Answer. The is_incremental function is used inside incremental models in DBT. It allows conditional SQL logic to run only during incremental executions. This helps filter and process only new or changed records. It improves performance and reduces warehouse processing costs. 13th question. What is the difference between ephemeral and incremental models in DBT? Answer. Ephemeral models do not create any database objects in the warehouse. Their SQL logic is injected directly into downstream models at compile time. Incremental models create physical tables that are updated with new data. Ephemeral models simplify SQL, while incremental models optimize performance. 14th question. What is data lineage in DBT? Answer. Data lineage in DBT shows how data flows from raw sources to final models. It visually represents dependencies between sources, models, and exposures. Lineage helps teams understand the impact of changes before deployment. It improves transparency and reduces the risk of breaking downstream reports. 15th question. What are DBT hooks and when are they used? Answer. DBT hooks allow SQL commands to run before or after certain events. Common hooks include pre-hook and post-hook. They are used for tasks like logging, auditing, or temporary table cleanup. Hooks help automate additional actions without changing model logic. 16th question. What is DBT test and how does it work? Answer. The DBT test command runs all defined data quality tests in a DBT project. It executes generic and custom tests written in YAML and SQL. Tests fail when invalid records are returned. This command ensures data accuracy and reliability before consumption. 17th question. What is a DBT package? Answer. A DBT package is a reusable collection of models, macros, and tests. Packages can be installed from the DBT Package Hub. They help avoid rewriting common logic like date handling or auditing. Packages improve productivity and standardization across projects. 18th question. What is the purpose of packages.yml in DBT? Answer. The packages.yml file defines external DBT packages used in a project. It specifies package names and version constraints. DBT installs these packages using the dbt deps command. This file helps manage dependencies in a controlled manner. 19th question. What is model selection in DBT? Answer. Model selection allows users to run specific models instead of the entire project. It uses selectors like model names, tags, paths, or dependencies. Helps speed up development and targeted testing. Useful in large projects and C/CD pipelines. 20th question. How does DBT handle errors and failures? Answer. DBT stops execution when a model or test fails. Detailed error messages and logs are provided for debugging. Partial runs help identify exactly where failures occur. This behavior helps teams quickly detect and fix data issues. Thank you for watching ZoomInData. Subscribe and follow for more content.